Hi, so this is the mini album I've made for Stacey over for our Christmas mini book swap over at the Scrap Beach. So as you can see, I've used a vintage theme for this one, just because that's my personal favourite, and I started it before the swap officially started. But that's all right. Luckily, Stacey loves it, and it's quite well. This is my first one that I've done without step-by-step kit instructions that I used to have as a Kazaz demonstrator many moons ago. So I know everyone says they turn out thick. Mine's not as thick as I expected, but still alright, I think. So just some features of the album is I've got some chipboard letters here that I cut out and used crackle paint on top of them. And then I rubbed gold metallic rub-ons over the top. This is a clear sticker from a company called Delish. And you'll notice throughout that I've used December 25th paper from Kaiser Craft for the majority of the work, but there also is some Kazaz paper in here. And some other little bits, like I think the music paper is a no-name brand. Okay, so this front one has got some tags. So we've got some embossing and some tearing and some flowers. I've left a lot of the tags backs blank just because once the photo's gone they're going to be quite thick anyway, and they still need to be able to go into the pockets. So again, this one is plain. I've just written photo on the back there so that Stacey knows it wasn't an oversight. So here we've got some, this is a Kazaz stamp that I've used here. And I've stamped it on with black stays on, and then I've distressed and sprayed. I distressed using distress inks, probably walnut stain at the back, and then I've used gold shimmer spritz on top to give it just that little shine. Okay, so on the first page we've got a little 3-fold book with some tags. Now this one was inspired by a tag I saw on YouTube, and unfortunately I didn't write down where it came from, so if this is yours please let me know and I'll give you due credit. And that's a distressing technique that's easily found on most of Tim Holt's websites, instruction sheets. So then we've got a tag as well that pops into this little pocket, and there's that Kazaz paper again. So a lot of the stamps, being an ex-demonstrator, I do have a lot of Kazaz stamps, so that's another Kazaz swirl. Flowers with little pearls on the insides. Oops. And this is a distressed, I don't know why she's shoving, there we go. This is a distressed flower, so I've used ink and bending to distress it. I can't quite recall whether I cut that out of basil using a punch or whether that's a real flower. It feels like, well, not a real flower, but a Prima style fake flower. Feels like it's probably a flower. I'm not 100% sure. And of course a piece of ribbon and rub-ons. I love rub-ons, so they're throughout. And a little pocket. So I've left big spaces free for Stacey to personalise as she sees fit, because after all, I've done the main work, but she's the one that's going to be using it, putting her own Christmas things in it. So now I've got a nameplate, and these are punched out using a hole punch and a holly punch from Carl Craft, and then I've actually used Tim Holtz Distress embossing powder over the top of both of those to really give them a really funky sandpapery type finish. So I've got a tag here that I've edged in gold ink pad that would have been. Okay, so this is one of the thicker pages of the album, so you can see I've used a paper doily here as a mask with the spray, so that'll be walnut stain spray in a mini mister. And here we've got 2 pockets for photos. And I've also got tags in here. These are fairly plain, but I've spritzed them all in gold. Again, because there's not much room to move, so I've left them fairly plain so that they're not going to pull out the pockets at the edges. So we've got the edge here. Space for 2 more photos. and one in the side, or actually two because there's also a reverse. Okay. And then I've used little journal tags matching the December 25th paper as little tags. You can see another one here on the next page. So this one has Santa, and you can, when you have got two hands free, you can actually pull that out to have a look. There we go. But it belongs to the waterfall card that's on the other side. Oops, how are we going to get that? There we go. A bit hard with one hand. So that's got the panels there for lots of little pictures. I've left this one fairly plain because I do know that I've left lots of little places for photos, but we do need some substantial ones as well for bigger pictures. And here's these flowers again that have been distressed and then put pearls in the middle. And this is a die cut out from Cuttlebug. Not quite sure what brand it is. Yeah, I'm not sure because I bought a lot of mine secondhand and I just can't recall. Okay, so this one is another one of my favourites. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 folds in this one. Lots of room for some photos. So I've used pages like this to really maximise some places for photos. And Stacey will be able to cover up these stickers, of course, to put her photos on. So here's where I've used another tag as well. So this page over here has got 3 mini little tags inside a bigger tag. So we've got a pocket one, it says Christmas Wishes, that's a Kazaz stamp. And here we've got the mini tags that actually spell out joy. So you can see that there. And they just poke in there. They're little tiny, just little tiny ones. To be honest, they are featured because that was my new die when I was working on that page, and I was just so excited to cut them out. Okay, so I've used this little tag here to secure the pocket, and there's a tag in there as well. So it's just very simple because obviously I want Stacey to be able to use it and enjoy it. Now here we've got more space for more bigger photos. So we've got double-sided, 1, 2, plus here and some journaling space. And here we've got 1 tag, double-sided, and there's those rub-ons again. And another tag. Now here's where I've used a heap of, I just was in the mood for distressing this day. And so there's 3 or 4 different Tim Holtz techniques on this one. So there is black stamping, there is when you spray it onto a plastic sheet and then wipe your tag through it. There is embossing, there is metallic rub-ons, this one is a technique with the embossing. So this one was embossed through my Cuttlebug, and then I've rubbed gold rub-ons over it, and it's got a really, I know you can't quite see it, but it's got a metallic fake metal look about it, which is quite fun. And I must apologise for the lights because it's turned dark on me all of a sudden. There's a little storm outside, just moving away from outside, it's a bit dark. So here's the back page. Now I've left the back page fairly plain simply because I haven't put a cover on it and I want it to be able to sit flat on a table. So there's some extra little room for Stacey to put her photos and another name plate. And I've finished it off with lots of ribbons along the side just to give it that fun festive look. So that's my mini album. I hope you got some ideas from there because I certainly have received lots of ideas from lots of other YouTube users as well with their mini albums, and there are some awesome ones out there. You should go and check them out. Okay, thanks for watching, and Stacey, I really hope you enjoy your mini album. Bye!